And welcome back, everybody. It's been a while since we've gotten together for a little bit, and so welcome back, Ming. And then we also wanted to introduce a few of our people over here to Mr. Tommy Wetjen up here. For the people that don't know, Tommy is the owner of Gamers and Geeks over in Mobile, Alabama, over on Moffett Road, the Gulf Coast. I have no doubt in saying this, the Gulf Coast largest and best gaming shop, pretty much the entire Gulf Coast.
Thank you.
So give him some love.
With Vlad, the Impaler, in our vampire RPG room today. So gonna come in here and talk with y'all a little bit, see what's going on. I'm a fan of the show. I watch it, so figured,
Yeah, we gotta have some fresh blood every now and then.
Yes.
I love it when people combine my favorite things into, one space that I can just hang out in. So I'm definitely a geek. I love games, comics, pop culture, and I think me and Scott went to Mobile once, went record shopping, and a bunch of other things. And I'm looking forward to going back so I can visit Gamers and Geeks.
We'd love to have you out.
Yeah, actually, what we ought to try to do is get something together and maybe get you down and maybe do a gamer night. Me and Tommy had actually talked about it, I think, with you at one time about coming down and doing like a Cards Against Humanity, playing against Ming. And if you take a card from him, then you sign the card and they get to keep it.
Yeah, that was the goal, and then COVID happened. But
yeah, unfortunately,
we'll wait till some of these vaccines get out, and maybe we'll try to do that again because that sounds like fun.
All right, wait. So I don't have to remove any articles of clothing or anything if I lose.
Well, only by choice.
Maybe later for the adult version.
One of the things I want to start off with is something I've been trying to talk with Tommy about, but also been talking with Mike Zapsik about recently. It's something I don't know if you got informed yet or not, Ming, but I know you have a collection of all kinds of things here and there. But something that's happened within this past week that's been hot on eBay and everything else is what they are calling Marvel rookie cards. Are you aware of those yet?
No. Pray tell, what are the Marvel rookie cards?
So the Series 1 Marvel cards from Impel back in 1990.
I remember it was it set off a frenzy, a craze. Even Kevin and Walt Flanagan were driving around the whole state of New Jersey looking for. I think there was a holographic Wolverine card that everyone.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Well, here's the fun part. The very last card next to the checklist is called Mr. Marvel. And it's a Stan Lee card, but he's an amalgam of Thor and Spider-Man and Doctor Strange and all these other things. And actually, while I'm talking, I'll see if I can find it to bring it up. But so that is now considered Stan Lee's rookie card.
Oh, okay.
And people are going absolutely insane for it and paying insane amounts of money for it. Let's see if I can bring it up here. It'll be while it's downloading, I'll come back over. But
that's crazy. This is something that was basically considered garbage a year ago.
Quite honestly, if somebody would come in last week and offer, so as it turned out, I had 5 sets of it, 3 with the hologram set and 2 without. The 3 with the holograms sold for $400 a set on eBay.
Wow.
And then the 2 without holograms sold for $250 a set.
That's crazy.
So here, I'll bring up the card right here. There's the card right there.
Yeah, it's a great card. It's just crazy. But you see, kids, this is why you never throw anything away, no matter what he says.
Everyone calls me a pack rat.
The fun part is now there's another Marvel rookie card that everybody's going crazy for. And the worst part is it's in something that's even worse than the that in X-Force #1, it was packaged with 5 different cards: a Cable, an X-Force, a Shatterstar. One happened to be a Deadpool, and now that is considered Deadpool's rookie card, and those are going for $40 a pop.
Wow. And how many of those did you have, Scott?
I only had 4, but the sad part is, come to find out, I sold 3 other comics with it. But I started looking and doing research. Selling the card by itself without the comic was actually going for more than selling the comic with the card in it.
Yeah,
And you probably don't have to pay as much shipping.
Well, I mean, I'll let them pay for the shipping. We got a few people in here. I'm sorry. Before I forget to just say hi to a few people. Christopher Hewitt.
Cheers, Amy Tucci.
Amy. So
press from our newest sponsor, Pressing Matters of Buffalo, New York.
Yes, actually, I can't wait. I talked with her husband, Darren, and we'll try to get some stuff together to send off to him, which Tommy actually is a big proponent of buying nice CGC and graded books. So just to fill you in, Tommy, and everybody else who's listening, Darren owns Pressing Matters, and they are a cleaning and pressing service that is incredible.
Yeah. Okay. What's up, Darren?
Yeah, one of the premier services in the country, if not the world. And yeah, I had forgotten. I have the whole Days of Future Past run that I forgot. I forgot I bought it, and I was like, I'm gonna get those pressed for sure. I've read them multiple times, so let's see how much better we can make them condition.
Roll the dice.
Literally, since I'll come up natural 20s on these things, and those I've read, and I get in trade paperback form. So those why not press them, get them graded, and who you never know for sure. Especially with Evan Peters showing up and some
WandaVision,
all this stuff going on. So yeah, I think it's gonna be awesome.
We've been actually talking about it for a while. One of my things was when we started watching it, everybody, and hopefully this is not a spoiler for anybody who, if you haven't watched it now, then you deserve it. But I'm not going to talk about the newest episode. But the whole time the rumor has been that Mephisto is going to be the villain in it. And I was talking to some of the guys here, and the whole time I'm like, this follows that Chthon storyline that Byrne did back in the 80s and stuff, and 90s, and now it seems like it is gearing more and more towards that way.
Yeah, I think I think that's amazing. All this stuff from our childhood finally seeing the light of day in live action, done
and being cool.
And being cool. Yeah, it's a little weird to even hear anybody else even utter the word Mephisto. I'm like, wait a minute, we got made fun of for talking about, and now cool. And I love it. I don't begrudge anybody for doing a little research or just like, wow, it's cool now. I just I wish I could go back in time and tell my 14-year-old self that not to worry, that everything's going to work out.
Buy 10 more of those.
Yeah.
Buy all the things, save them.
Yeah, and go and save those. They save that Stan Lee Marvel, Mr. Marvel, whatever, Mr. Marvel card. So yeah. I'm glad you had some laying around though. It's like a lot of people literally. I mean, we did. There's an episode of Comic Man where someone brings all those in and we make fun of him.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Did anybody else? I said a week ago, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah, Amy asks is like, why now? Why all of a sudden? Is this like a GameStop kind of craze?
The only thing we can think is we were talking about it here. For comic books, there's that app called Key Collector, which a lot of people follow. Yeah. So we're thinking there's got to be a one for cards as well. But our manager here, Jason, kind of came up with a really sound reason why. But during COVID, people are watching YouTube videos more and more, and they're seeing people opening packs of old cards.
Sure.
And I'm betting you somewhere there's a video where one of the bigger YouTubers opened it up like, oh my God, this is Mr. Marvel. This is Stan Lee's rookie card. And off it ran.
Boom.
Right.
And all of a sudden, this was a thing.
So yeah, it's crazy. I'm telling you.
Which makes
Yeah.
sense. Surely somewhere back in the 60s or 70s, Stanley's got to be on some kind of trading card somewhere.
Apparently not. Apparently this is his first Marvel trading card anyway. His rookie card. Come on now.
Yeah,
I still think it was just a genius idea by some store who had like a ton of them and was like, we're going to call this. And, we're going to make lots of money. And then he's like, oh, this worked. What else we got? Oh, Deadpool. We've got a bunch of X-Force ones. Let's roll with that.
Yeah, my only question is, there's got to be a million of these out there, right? I mean, there
has to be. Yeah, it wasn't like this was in like the highest print run of history in the early '90s. So I mean,
right.
There's got to be a plethora of these cards out there, but honestly, I think probably most people the same way. They're like, hey, I just threw them away.
Yeah. So maybe out of the million, there's 100,000 left. Now it's worth money.
Well, yeah, maybe 500,000 left, but. But yeah, that's kind of been my interesting story of the week is that type of thing. Then Christopher just jumped in. He said people are buying the McDonald's Pokemon cards, buying over 100 Happy Meals at a time. Yeah, that would be more along the lines of Tommy's area of expertise with the Pokemon cards.
So I'm probably going to butcher the story, but I think a rapper recently bought like a Charizard a few months back. I don't remember which one it was, and it sold for a ton of money. And ever since then, between that and then a supply and demand issue with China from getting our stuff from COVID, everything is selling. I mean, like stuff that we wouldn't have even sold that was sitting on our shelves for years. Like it's out. Like if it says Pokemon on it and it's a card, we don't have it. Like we're having to buy it secondhand now. All the distributors are out. Prices are insane. Like it's crazy right now. So if you have like old Pokemon stuff, especially if it's like first edition or shadowless or something like that, take it somewhere, get it appraised.
Go get it slabbed. Huh?
Now's the time.
Well, actually, somewhere in one of our storage sheds, there is a box full of old Pokemon cards or my daughter's growing up. So I actually have to put forth the effort and pull them out and see if I can find them.
Yeah, now is definitely the time. You could have thousands of dollars in there. It's crazy.
I like those odds.
Wait, hold up. You have a storage unit, which I could have guessed, but how big is this unit? Like you keep everything. You have everything.
Well, there's actually I have two across the street. They're I think they're 10 by 10s or 10 by 12s.
All right, so yeah, 120 square feet. Scott Hoverman can store a lot of things in those storage units.
There might be people. I'm not saying there are dead bodies in there, but I'm not saying they're not either. But
I bet there's in there.
the blood of my enemies, all kinds of stuff. So
right.
I'm gonna guess you got some gold in there, Scott. So
I honestly, we need to go over there and really start going through and clearing some of the stuff out because there's a lot of junk in there as well too. So probably need to go through and just clear some things out. Maybe I'll do it when I get back from visiting you up there in New Jersey next week.
Yeah. So what are the dates I'm blocking off exactly?
We'll be coming in on the 21st, and leaving. We'll be coming back home on the 26th.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, I know you are busy and stuff like that. So I mean,
I just need to mark it down here. So, we will make time for you, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. For me, like I said, I'm wanting to come and hang out with you and Mike, and actually get to see the new stash location.
Scott Hoverman. There we go. A block.
Oh yeah.
5 days.
But
drunken shenanigans. We'll show you a good time for sure.
Oh, wait, here we go. Amy's saying her and Darren will be there the same week.
Oh my God! All right, holy crap! So it's going to be insane.
And actually, Mike Shelkett is coming over as well from the Cravens Comics and Collectibles.
Whoa. Yeah, you're all welcome to crash and party here at the show.
Well, we ended up getting I was going to get an Airbnb, but one of the guys that's coming with me, his wife works for Marriott, so got us some good prices on some hotels. So we've got 2 hotel rooms that we'll have up there. So we'll have fun. I'm sure. I'm not sure how close the Marriott is to everything, but we'll find out.
If it's the one I'm thinking of, there's a Courtyard by Marriott that was always Kevin's hotel of choice.
Okay, I think that is the Courtyard by Marriott. What we're saying.
I believe he stayed there so often they kind of turned a blind eye to the smoking fee. That fine they usually levy on you. I think they turned a blind eye to that. They're like, all right, well,
Well, I mean, yes. So you're saying if we get the Kevin Smith room, it might have remnants.
it may smell a little funny, yes. So
Oh, we got to see who else came in. Chase Waters came in
what's up?
saying hi. Actually,
What up?
Chase is going to be in the film that Corin and Jason are filming down here. They start filming, or the piece they start filming the weekend I leave, so I'll be able to be here for part of it. But then I get to leave them to their own devices. They're actually filming here in the shop for part of it on Monday, but I'll already be gone. So
I remember you telling me about that. That's gonna be cool.
But yeah, let's see.
Good luck with
I'm
that.
sorry. Go ahead.
Good luck with that, Scott. I hope it's intact by the time you come back.
Well, luckily, I mean, I've got my grant here to keep an eye on things and to bum rush them if they start acting up, or if they go for my beer stash, take
That's
them
at
out.
least intact from all the partying that y'all are talking about doing.
No, Grant's staying here. I'll be up there. So,
Right.
but yeah, they'll we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, Chase says thanks for letting them use the place. So Chase, just make sure it's still standing by the time he gets back.
Yeah, I figure between Chase and Corin and a few of the other ones, I should be good to go. And like I said, if all else fails, like I said, we do have a storage shed across the street. Grant has a key, and we know a good place to hide bodies. So. Yeah, we might know some of the swamp men to go get. They might need some bait here and there for some different things.
Oh, I imagine there are plenty of hiding places. In Biloxi, Mississippi.
Oh, yeah.
I've only seen a slice of that magical city, and
The
yeah,
land of casinos and 24/7 bars.
yeah, for sure. So yeah, I think Mike has said the store should be open by like in 5 days. I think they're aiming for.
Yep, I talked to him, and we were actually going to. But I will talk about this. We were actually going to plan on doing something special for the opening, but it doesn't look like it's going to work out. So we're going to try to schedule it for maybe a month or so afterwards, to give time to promote and everything.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I think it's going to be fun. Plus, it'll give me another excuse to come up. Of course, I am not. How cold is it up there? I am not looking forward to that part.
Well, Scott, let me you enjoy your warmth. It is currently 36 degrees and cloudy right now in the area. I don't even know when the last time you even saw like temperatures in the 30s. But
Actually, in the evenings it gets down to the 30s down here.
if you need to borrow a couple shared universe sweatshirts, hoodies, I got
I'm sure I'll be buying a few. 'Cause I was looking around yesterday. I was like, I don't think I've got a heavy jacket. I think the heaviest one I've got is a shared universe little zip up, like the one you're wearing, I think.
yeah, and those are pretty light. So if you need to layer like 10 of them, I got you covered.
All right, cool. Yeah, actually, believe it or not, we're gonna get a little taste of it on which Tommy will get it too. On Monday, we have like a 97% chance of rain and down to 19 degrees.
So they call that snow where I come from.
Well, we don't. Unfortunately, here I don't know if it's gonna. Hopefully, it reaches that level just so we can have a little bit. But more than likely, it means the rain's gonna stop just before it gets freezing, and we're just gonna have ice all over the roads and wrecks everywhere.
Yep. We see snow about every decade. I'm almost 40. I think I've seen it 4 times.
Yeah, well, Scott, if you have a list of things you want to see and do up here, make that list. We'll knock them all out while you're here.
Well, like I said, the two big ones are the stash and shared universe.
I mean, those are pretty much a given. Yeah.
Other than that, I'm going to be kind of at y'all's mercy. I'm not very familiar. I haven't been to New Jersey, New York area since I was probably 4 years old. So it's pretty much up to y'all to show me what you want to and help me avoid the other parts.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna take you every weird dive bar and
Oh, that's good.
Pop Culture Avenue, and this will be fun.
I mean, actually, some of the other ones I want to definitely go do Ross Brewing, and then I don't know where is Brian Quinn's? Didn't he have a brewery open as well?
He's contract brewing out of a brewery in Staten Island. I don't even know if they're open or if they. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. we'll get you some Rubsum and Horman beer for sure.
Oh yes, and
You
then of
know,
course I feel like I almost have to uh, see if I can find a bottle of what's that horrible liquor that everybody must have when they come up.
oh, Malort. Yeah, we'll get you.
Malort, that's
We'll
it.
get you a shot of Malort. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it and dreading it all at the same time.
Yeah, that'll be your warm welcome here to the.
You'll have to go live when you do that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we have. They call it the Malort face.
Yeah.
You see how horrible it is. Yeah, we document all of that for sure.
Yeah, good.
Well, hopefully, and hopefully, I'm not sure, but if we're first, it's me and two friends that are coming up, which you've actually met both of them before. Buddy of mine, Ray, and to Joseph. But yeah, they're. We're trying to figure out if we should even rent a car or what, or how we got to do things. Is there? I guess probably just Uber and stuff while we're up there, huh?
They do have those here. Yeah, they're a little more expensive than what I'm used to everywhere else. But you can use your own judgment.
All right, well, we'll see. We'll figure it out when we get up there. But how's everything else going? I noticed y'all been getting a lot more streams going in with the show and things.
Yeah, it's been crazy. We have the 2 studios now, and yeah, it's been. I'm trying to figure out why it's been so insane lately. But I think I think the word of mouth has spread that we're the place to go to.
Absolutely.
Podcast and create content. So, but yeah, yesterday we had 4 kids come in. They had seen the storefront in our other location. The one of the parents contacted me and was like, "Hey, these kids want a podcast. They have a whole concept and everything. They have T-shirts already.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they're and they wanted to put together a positive podcast, which is what the podcast was called. And they came in and they knocked it out of the park. These kids were geeks. They're Marvel fans. They love pro wrestling. It was
My
awesome.
kind of people.
Yeah, it was all. They loved all the same stuff that we did. They were just like many years younger than us, but these were almost like kid versions of us. And I was like, man, like this is what it would look like if we had podcasting, 30, 40 years
back then.
Yeah.
Right.
And that made me really happy. And yeah, afterwards, the parents were texting me. They were like, "Hey man, they really had a great time. Like they said, this was one of the coolest things they ever did. They'll be back." And things like that. Is like, all right, we're doing the right thing.
Well, that's one of the coolest things, be able to foster the next generation, and that's why I love the business we're all kind of in. Is between Tommy and with the gaming shop, me with the comic shop, you up there with Shared Universe.
Yeah.
It's allowing for us to be able to foster the next generation of kids coming in and getting a sense of pride from seeing their accomplishments, knowing that you just had a small part in it.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy when we started this. I never thought. I thought it'd just be overgrown kids coming in here, like kids in their 30s, 40s coming in here, like never thinking we would have actual kids in here. And I was like, wow, this is cool. And one of the parents was like, hey, like, you should start some kind of summer program or summer camp once that rolls around. I'm like, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, our inspiration, our friend Ken, who runs the arcade in Red Bank, which we will go to here, he does a summer program where like all the day campers come down for like a few hours and they just play video games all morning. And I was like,
the same thing.
Yeah, I didn't know this was a thing. I'm like, Ken, like Tommy was like, this is a thing. Like people pay for the kids will pay for this. They're like, oh yeah, man. Like
we do it with Dungeons and Dragons. So like, everyone comes in and we give them like they get to choose their character, and then they get a paint set. So like for an hour or so each day they paint their character, and then they tell the story, and then at the very end on the last day there's like a pizza party, and then the big reveal plot twist happens and they got to fight the boss and everything. So it's usually legit. They love it.
That's awesome. Like I when I was playing D&D, I had my the older kid down the street was the dungeon master. I don't even know if he was doing it right. All we would
yeah, I know that.
It was just kind of like, all right, well, you rolled a 4, you're dead. And I'm like, oh, that's it. But like creating the character and like painting the figure, that was the funnest part.
Yeah.
I cared about the campaign and getting the magic sword at the end or whatever. But it was it was the whole creation was the fun part. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I wish I had that.
I'll tell you what. When you come down, like I said, if it works as planned, when you come down from Pensacon, you can stay a few extra days. We will definitely go over there and hang out for a little bit. Because also you talk about the whole arcade. He has a full-on arcade in the back of his shop.
Oh man.
Retro.
There's game systems with what? How big is the screen on the wall?
It's probably 15 feet. It's huge.
So you can sit there and play video games on a 15-foot screen.
This sounds like heaven. And so correct me if I'm wrong. So your place is a former grocery store?
Yeah, it used to be a Winn-Dixie. We moved here February of 19. So we're actually fixing to come up on our 2-year anniversary. But it's 26,500 square feet. We do card games, board games, dice games. We have a prop shop in here that has like 13 3D printers, so they can print just about anything that you want. Like you can go to like Hero Forge, make your figure, they can print it out for you. We've got a cafe fixing to be opening up in here, Level Up Cafe. We have Engage Gaming that has that big 20 or 15-foot rather screen with 20 PlayStations, 10 Xbox, 10 Xbox, 10 PlayStations, 2 virtual realities, 2 party rooms. We have a retro arcade in the back. There's an art gallery in the back. I mean, like, it's insane.
I mean, it sounds like heaven is what it sounds like. That's awesome. I can't wait to see it.
Well, I'm trying to talk him and actually maybe take him one of those rooms and see if we can put a live stream room in there.
Oh yeah, I think
a dedicated live stream room.
I mean, I think anywhere we go, we're like, oh yeah, man, we should be building like a studio in here. Pretty much anywhere I go, like, yeah. You know, we go to a brewery, you should have a podcast room in here.
Oh hell yeah!
We go to like basically anywhere we go that we want to go back and hang out at. Like, we should put a podcast studio in here.
Just somewhere where you don't have to bring your own equipment. You can sit there and do it and have it already there and just hang out. Just turn the power button on and go to work.
Yeah,
we actually have a streaming room, but it's only good for about 1 or 2 people. It's kind of small. It's like maybe 8 by 8. You know what I mean? Like a small room.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, yeah, we can always take over one of the gaming rooms.
Yeah. We'll convert the vampire room or the dungeon. Yeah,
that's awesome. I even and I think the thing I've learned is that like no matter how big your space is, you can never kind of keep it clean. You're always accumulating more stuff, and it's never. I cannot keep the studio and clean because we just keep getting stuff.
Actually, believe it or not, I'll even risk it. I'll pan down but behind our counter, I don't like it too much. We have like 8 feet behind the counter, and I know when I have that much stuff, that just means I can accumulate more stuff.
Yeah, it never feels like 8 feet. I'm always like, it's like a maze trying to get to the bathroom back there. But
oh yeah,
but it's like it's not something that was unexpected. That's just how it is.
It just seems like the more space you have, the more crap you obtain, and
right.
It's just so much easier just to place it here than to put it where it belongs.
It reminds me of that old George Carlin skit where, like, you know, you just accumulate all the stuff, and then you need a bigger place, and once you get the bigger place, you're like, hey, we need more stuff. You know?
Yep. Oh yeah, that's it.
And I think that's what's going on at the new store right now. It looked huge when I saw the space. But once they moved everything in there, I was like, wow, this is getting smaller and smaller. And
yeah, well, I was talking to Mike about that too. But yeah, there's some pretty massive props that are going in the thing. So, and I will tell you this though, I absolutely whoever put the video package together of them moving the Buddy Christ.
Oh yeah, that was
and them splicing in Kevin's original post about or the audio of. We'll have a parade of people, and it's just Mike and just pushing it on a little dolly, and just it was crazy. I got to laughing so hard at that thing.
Yeah, so for anybody who follows Kevin on whatever social media, he had wanted to plan a whole like parade where we marched this, in our world, in the Kevin Smith world, the highly religious figure from one store to the other, the Buddy Christ, and it turned out. I mean, I only speculate that they did want to do it, and the city refused to shut down the street for them to do something like that. But what a great thing that would have been!
Oh, it would have been amazing.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's actually even more amazing when you hear that audio in the background and you just
Yeah.
see 4 old guys pushing it on a dolly just down the street.
Dolly, it was like one of those furniture like dollies
Yeah.
on those like little roller skate wheels.
Yeah.
You know, the thing almost tips over a couple of times. I'm like, dude, that's a $1 million prop right there, man. Like, what are you guys doing? Yeah.
And the funny part is the only reason they did that too from viewing it was they didn't want to pick it up and put it in the back of the truck.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, come
They didn't
on.
want to lift it up to put it back in the back of the truck, the pickup
Yeah,
truck.
I think the thing is, though, like it does deserve to be paraded with like rose petals or whatever, and the crowd. I picture when Kevin described, I pictured it in my head. Like I totally would have been
Oh
there.
yes.
Yeah, yeah. My only thought was, that the city probably refused to grant them whatever permit or whatever they needed to do that. And I'm almost like, man, if they can, if they can shut down everything else, just do it. Just go and do it.
Yeah, that's almost one of those things where you almost want to beg for forgiveness instead of asking for permission.
Yeah, which is usually how Kevin does things. If you look at his career, but I'm thinking they just didn't want the headache. I was like, oh man, that would have been awesome though. I mean, but this is how petty the city of Red Bank is. If you've seen the most recent photos that Kevin put up, there's a window front and there are all these window clings on there. Like
Yes, I talked with Mike about this earlier.
And I was like, well, that's great. It looks great. And yeah, Mike was like, you'll never believe the fight I had to go through for the city to approve us to put those window clings on there.
Yep.
I'm like, what are you talking about? It's your window. You can do whatever you want with it. He was like, well, you would think, right? And like, no, he had to go to like multiple board meetings.
Oh yes.
Argue his case about why the store should be allowed to put artwork, window clings in the windows. I'm like, what do they care? That place has been vacant for like 20 years. Like, why do they need approval on that? And I was talking to Christian Cortez, who is one of our engineers here at the Shared Universe. He's also been shooting those shorts. He's a filmmaker. And I'm like, Christian, please tell me you followed Mike to the board meetings and captured the moment where, he was arguing his case, making being Tom Cruise in A Few Good Men. And like,
can't handle the truth. Yeah.
I want the clings. You can't handle the clings. Like, I want to see that. He's like, oh, I didn't get that. I'm like, come on.
Oh man, that would have been it.
Yeah, in my head, I thought he was going to like the Star Wars Phantom Menace, the meeting, whatever, the council meeting.
Yeah. Count Dooku sitting at the front with a microphone in front of him.
Yeah, and like he's arguing against Senator Palpatine, and Natalie Portman's over off in the side, and ETs are in one corner, and yeah, they didn't get that. I imagine it was not that exciting at the Red Bank approval board meeting, but
no, it's probably 3 guys behind a counter and a bunch of people just waiting to complain about something.
It was probably done via Zoom, and there was probably a cat filter on it.
Yes. I don't know. In my head, though, for everything Kevin's done for the town of Red Bank, New Jersey, it's like they really should let him just do whatever he wants at this point. He has contributed so many millions of dollars to the economy and the parking, and we always send people to local businesses, and I mean, just the pure reason people come to that town.
Right. It's become a tourist place now because of that.
It is, bar none, the number one attraction in that town. Yeah.
I mean, that's why we're coming up to see y'all, but that's my thing. I want to come see the stash. I want to go through it, and at least now I know I can come in there and hang out a little bit. So
so there's one episode of Comic Book Man where we all dress up as Chainsaw and Bob, we break a Guinness Book of World Records, and at the end of the episode the mayor gives Kevin the key to the city. And I remember I was like, great, this means we can do whatever we want, right? Isn't that what the city means? No, it does not mean that. It
just means you get a big ass key.
You get a big ass gold key, and it is ceremonial and gesture only. It does not grant you any power to march a Buddy Christ down the street or put window clings in your own window.
At this point, I'm surprised they haven't renamed the road like Silent Bob Boulevard or something.
How big was that key?
It was, I would say, maybe about 3 feet. 3 feet. It was a
If it was smaller, if it was like maybe 8 inches or so, I'd have put it on my key ring. I just carried it around everywhere with me.
Oh yeah, I would flex with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm over at Starbucks. So give me a shot at
Here,
vanilla.
yeah.
Yeah. Why should I? I got the key to the city.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Well,
but
Give me an extra shot of espresso.
yeah, exactly.
actually,
Yeah.
Tommy was telling me he's actually about trying to deal the city there. Luckily, we're out in the county where we're at, so I don't have to deal with any of the city BS stuff. But Tommy was even talking about which I don't know if you want to talk about it on live or not, but you was talking about a project that he's having to fight the city with, which I think would be freaking brilliant.
Yeah, so like there's a big sign out front, and it's probably about 8 by 8, and we were trying to get one of those LED displays, which is basically like a TV monitor, just LEDs. So we could put our logo if we have people coming in, boom, we can advertise for that. Events, cons, help wanted, tons of things we could do. And because there's a housing place across the street from us, we're not zoned for it. So we got to go appeal to a board and blah blah blah. So we'll see how that goes.
I hope it goes. I hope it goes well. It makes no sense why you couldn't put an electronic sign on your own. To advertise your own
Right.
store. I mean, honestly, what it comes down to is like who. It's just money. If you can hand that $100 bill to the right guy,
Right. That's right.
I imagine Mike Zapsik refused to do that, so that's why,
I'm sure.
and had to actually fight for it. So I can't. Yeah,
Well, it's like,
and nor should Kevin even have to, in my opinion. But
I agree.
No. Well, that's right. I can always say I'm very, very lucky over the fact. Well, like I said, we want to, which we have. If I want to throw a circus tent in the parking lot, I throw a circus tent in the parking lot. If I want to, put something up of a freaking huge ass sign over by the road, I do it. If I want to, put the little flail, like I said, all these things we've done, take the little the flailing blow up thing, put it out the road. I can do all that crap, and I don't have to call or ask or whatever.
That's awesome.
Yeah, well, not all of us have it that good, Scott. So I know you appreciate that fact. So
Well, I imagine if they tell him no, he just points to his storage shed. No,
Yeah, you see that over there?
My storage shed. I can hide bodies in there.
So much like in New Jersey, things kind of could work the same way down in Biloxi, Mississippi. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. How have the auctions been going? I've tuned in.
The stuff with me and Mike,
Yeah.
brilliantly. Honestly, it's done very well. I mean, Mike had just, before the whole close down, moving, everything else, he had bought a what I consider a fantastic collection. I mean, it was. I mean, I've seen some of the stuff he hasn't even put up yet, and he bought not only a very good collection, but a lot of very good first appearances and key issues in very high grade. And a lot of it's that DC stuff that you don't find at that kind of high grade. So I think the first one we did surprised us both. And then the second one, I think we're going to try to do it about once a week.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think only good can come of this.
Well, it's helped me because it's given me the stuff that basically I'm selling lower end stuff because one, I don't want to sell the same type of stuff he is.
Right.
And basically so we can work together on it. But it's bringing me an audience that I didn't have before, and then I'm doing the same for him, bringing him an audience that our clientele here that he didn't have before. And so far, it seems very beneficial. I mean, even the stuff we're doing, like I said, with Amy and Darren and James Shogun, we actually created this Facebook group for retailers, and it's which actually, Tommy, if you'd like to join, I'm sure I'll get you in there too. I didn't think about it, but basically, it's a secret group for retailers, and it's for nothing more than to help each other out, to do kind of like what we do already and what me and Mike do already, and kind of expand it out to where if you're looking for something, you could just post in there, hey, I have a customer looking for this, and between the group, hopefully we can find it. But the biggest thing is it's not for it's not for retail sales. It's basically for basically so everybody can make money. So if you want a book that's retailed at $100, I've got it. I might get it to you for $60 that you can sell for $100. Basically everybody wins out on it. Plus your customers win as well because now they're going to be able to get stuff that you would have never seen or been able to hunt down for years. But that's our biggest rule of the entire thing is it has to be a mutually agreed upon thing, and it's not I won't say it's wholesale, but it's not retail either.
Right. That's perfect.
Just a way for everybody to be profitable and help each other out with everything else going on. You see shops shutting down left and right because nobody wants to ask for help for one, but it's got to the point where we all need a little bit of help. I don't care if you're the biggest gaming store on the Gulf Coast or the smallest one in bumfuck Egypt. It doesn't really matter. If you're willing to, if this is something you like and you have a passion about, this is what we're trying to foster is just the kinship of all of us together, because retail is a hard business, and if we don't help each other out, we're all doomed to fail.
Yep.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, and yes, Amy, I did see Amy. I will be getting Darren that invite too.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you and Mike were just buying from each other. And then it's like, hey, Mike.
Well, I mean, that really and truly is how it started. Was just phone calls back and forth.
I remember.
And me saying, "Hey, I've got an overstock of this," or him saying, "I got an overstock of this. You need it." And it was actually Mike's idea to begin with, and he suggested something, and I said, "Well, why don't we just create a Facebook group, a private Facebook group, and let's go to it." And we even decided what we'll end up doing is, just in case there's ever any issues or moderation, we'll have a board of like 5 admins, and if there is ever a disagreement, then we figured me and him would probably be the 2 main ones, and we'd have a rotating group of 3.
Right.
So there's never any bias on there. And just basically those will be the people who would rule on any, case somebody decides they want to screw somebody over, that type of thing.
Right. So it's just like,
yeah, like Caesar. Yeah.
Yeah.
But basically, I said there are a few rules, but the biggest rule is 2 biggest rules: treat each other with respect, but also this is something for all of us to do better with ourselves with. Yeah. So don't try to make this is something to make a ton of money off of. This is something that you can give a favor that favor can be returned to you later.
Right.
That's awesome.
And yes, Amy, we do need to stick together. So I'll definitely get Darren, and I'm gonna get Tommy the stuff too. I know there's a lot of shops out there that are gaming shops and comic shops. So this is something that said just help us all.
I'm happy to see gaming alive and well. I mean, I said before this, like it's you can't keep the Magic the Gathering community down at all. And I know you can play online, but the best way to play is in person, for sure.
Well, you're part owner of a gaming type thing.
Oh yeah, Tommy, I'm a partner in a gaming cafe in Houston, Texas called Coral Sword, which we named after a weapon in the first Final Fantasy video game. But our manager over there at Sandy, he ended up building a deck in the front parking lot and put up some tables so people could still keep playing outside.
That's awesome.
Safe. Yeah, and we have a whole back area that may be built out by the summer. But I think that the biggest goal is to keep Magic players so they can keep coming on Friday nights or whatever and keep playing. And I just see the resilience, and like nothing stops them. I love it.
It's even in the name, right? It's Magic the Gathering. Like, you can play it online and stuff, but it's so much fun to see your friends at the store and, hey, let me bum this card off you, or, you want to trade and stuff like that. And that's, aspects you don't really have online. And then, you can always bluff, and there's missed triggers and stuff that you can do. There's just a lot more stuff that is in person than it is online.
Yeah, for sure. That's so I'm looking at photos. If you go to Gamers and Geeks on Facebook, I'm looking at photos, This literally legit looks like a grocery store for geeks.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull up some of the stuff I can show you on here.
There's just racks of books and figures and
Oh yeah.
everything, but in like in a grocery store, like it's instead of Campbell's soup or whatever, it's
Magic the
paper
Gathering,
bags and
Dungeons and Dragons.
it's so
Yeah, we have 48 feet of RPG books, new and used. So Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, Vampire, Starfinder, you name it. Then we have another like 28 feet of pop figures, and then we have probably around 100 feet of board games. We have a ton of board games, and we have the largest selection of dice on the Gulf Coast. We just got hooked up with Wizard Hat Dice,
wow.
so they're gonna be doing some exclusive stuff with us. So, have y'all heard of Quad Pay?
No, what's quad?
No.
All right, y'all want this for your stuff, right? We might have to talk about this with the cameras off. No, I'm just playing. But it's a thing where essentially a customer can buy an item from a retailer, but instead of having to pay for the item all at once, they pay 25%, and then in 2 weeks they pay 25%, in 2 weeks they pay 25%, final 2 weeks they pay the last, right? And so I think it's gonna be really cool for our business because someone can come in and get that deck or get that army or get something that they want. So in order to yeah, there we are. I feel like you got a live camera in my store.
Yeah, I was trying to go through some of the pictures here.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
So you got a lot of pictures of product. I was trying to find some of the actual store itself. Let's see.
No,
While you are talking.
I like seeing the product as well, though. That's awesome.
But yeah, here's just some of the supplies and things like that. I mean, it's like I said, I am very jealous over the size of the place, but then again, I'm also looking at it like, what would I put in here?
Yeah.
Wow. So I see Quad Pay not only does it apply to small businesses, but a lot of major retailers have signed up as well.
Absolutely. I think like Victoria's Secret and a bunch of other places are on there. So like people can come in and they can just buy something and then pay for it over, a period of time. So they can do that with like their decks and their armies and stuff like that. And I think it's going to be great for people who game and want to, people want that instant gratification, right? They don't want to put something on layaway anymore or whatever, right?
Right.
So, they can get it instantly, and then they can pay for it over a period of time. So we're going to have exclusive dice made through Wizard's Hat. And anyone who signs up for Quad Pay is going to get an exclusive dice. It's going to be numbered because all their stuff is hand done.
Yeah.
So
wow.
Cool.
I've been dealing with him on like what it's going to look like and everything like that. So I'll post the website on the G&G page tonight, so people can check it out or whatnot, or at least post a little sneak peek so people can check it out.
Actually, before I forget, we do need to talk for a second after all this too, because I got to get that information. Tommy actually turned me on to apparently there's a grant involved for lighting.
Oh yeah, I talked to him the day actually.
Over down here, where basically I can replace all the lights here with strip LED lighting. And apparently the grant in Mississippi allows us to do it for free.
I mean, why would you not do that? That's awesome. So next time you'll be bathed in like purple and green. Like you change it to any color you want.
Well, no, not that. Basically, it's still like the bulbs, the long tube bulbs.
Low.
But it's all LED.
Okay. Hey.
So yes, it'll help and save electricity and all kinds of stuff. So.
I mean, if you're gonna do that, might as well get the color changing ones though, or you go with an app.
Alexa, blue.
Yeah. But that's one of the cool things. I said I'm also very proud of my relationship with people like Tommy and things like that too, because there's no need to be fighting with each other and arguing back and forth. I've been very, very lucky to have going through, like I said, with Mike up and at the stash, everything else. Trying to going back full circle what we were talking about before is just helping each other out.
I mean, I think now more than ever, like you just put that bickering aside and help each other out. So,
well, back when I first started, I used to work for a guy, and his whole philosophy was that if they went to the competition, it was taking food out of his kids' mouths.
Right.
And that is exactly how he looked at it. And for me, it was more about the customer and the people coming in. I don't have something. I have no problem calling up the shop down the road saying, "Hey, do you have this? If so, I'm going to send somebody to you."
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
which is way better in the long run. And that's what I don't think people understand. I touch on it in my book is like, there's like the short term game and there's the long term game. Sure, when I bought the business, I could have pinched every penny and done everything that I could, but that's just a short term game. And I'm not going to, win long term customers that way. So, if I hosted an event and we didn't get enough people for the event, I could have cut price support. Right. But like, what does that do other than upset people long term? So I would just give out what was promised or even throw out even more. And long term, that's what builds it.
Tommy's actually a little bit shy about this too. He's actually formed their own charity and everything. He does a lot to help out the community in the area. He actually they raise money for like some of the school programs were shutting down. Some of the arts programs like that, and he actually did stuff to help raise money to keep stuff like that going. And like I said, he does after school programs for the kids when they're in the store. So I got to give it to him. He's on a better track than most of us as far as that goes.
25% of my book sales, I sealed the deal last week, is going to be going to the Penelope House, which is a local abuse.
Wow,
center.
that's awesome.
Yeah, so we're always trying to pay it forward, right? Like I think that's the way to go in life.
That's amazing. That there needs to be more people like you, my friend.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Well, guys, thank y'all for coming in. Tommy, great to have you.
Awesome.
Geeks, gamers, and good guys. You just put
Yes, absolutely. GGGGG.
Wait, so let me get this straight. The next time I see you, you're going to be here.
Yes, the next time you see me, I will be up there on. Let's see. Give me 1 second. I will be trying to remember what time our flight is. Well, I'll be up there Sunday evening.
Okay, fantastic. I'll be prepared for your arrival then.
And then we'll be leaving out on the 26th. But yeah, I'm my guess is to the first night in, just relax and enjoy ourselves with some. Hopefully, if you have the packages in by then,
I will. Well, I'll have them cold for you for sure.
And oh, dude, I threw a bunch of pennies in that thing.
Oh yeah. So, I mean, you're not really allowed to ship alcohol,
Right?
but these other dudes that I did a podcast with, it was a beer and kind of pop culture podcast. So, I think for every segment we would drink a different beer. So they ship. So we would so we'd have all the same beer. They sent me the ones that they were drinking.
Right.
And I was like, how did usually you can't do this. Like, oh yeah, the secret is, I guess the secret is throw a bunch of change in there, throw off anybody who would suspect that there's liquid in the box.
I did a lot of research on it trying to figure it out, but that's why I was talking to you and asking you. But so apparently, like UPS and FedEx, I guess with the new age of beer sharing and things like beer swaps, things like that, as long as it's not going through the postal service, which is a federal government thing, it's kind of it just happens. But you should, like I said, there's probably 40 cans coming your way.
Holy crap! Okay,
and there are 40 different cans of like 40 different ones.
You're insane, but thank you. Holy crap!
Well, I figure I'm there for a week. That'll last.
Baby,
should be good for night one.
Yeah, that's what Jason just said. He goes, that'll last you a day.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's awesome. Thank you.
So, old Andy just came in. He's up in the northern part of the state. He said he saw 3 snowflakes. I guess he's probably talking about us.
Yes.
Well, guys, thank y'all for coming in with us. Everybody watching, thanks for coming by. Tommy, we'll definitely have you with us some more because
thanks.
I know there's a lot more you got to impart, and I know Ming would probably love to hear a lot of the stuff as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I got some crazy
stuff. Guys, thank y'all for watching. Ming, thank you for coming. Tommy, thank you for coming, and we'll see everybody soon.
All right, bye.